All right. What's the word? What's the haps? What's your major? Anyway, obviously, you're wondering, hey, what the fuck? What gives? You didn't post yesterday. I think I didn't post. I'm not really sure. The days all blend together at a certain point in time. The only reason I know what day it is right now is because playoff basketball. But yeah, why didn't you post yesterday, Viskel? What happened? Well, first of all, how do you know my first name? And second of all, what are you doing in my house? More importantly, okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I really did not recuperate from Sunday's games where there were so many goddamn games. But there was also the problem that like the Cavaliers game against the Miami Heat was a 55-point blowout, and I didn't really think there was much to talk about. I didn't have any different thoughts on it. Tyler Hero was not nuclearly hot. He was, what's like the coldest? It was like I don't want to say he was absolute zero, but it was frigid. It was frigid. The Miami Heat got doused in water, and they just never recovered from that. They just never recovered from that. And as far as the Rocket game, well, one, I didn't know Jimmy Butler was going to be back that game, right? So my thoughts going into the night was, I'm not making a video on this, right? Two, when he was back, I was like, I am very tired at this moment. So let me watch the game diligently. I did watch the game as diligently as a person could who was about to fall asleep. Because my shitty ass rest schedule and because the fact that I looked over and was like, yeah. Anyway, the Cavs game really made me tired because 55-point blowout in most any context is boring as shit to watch. And I'm a Cavs fan. I didn't want to watch that shit. I was so grateful that the Warriors game had started. I didn't even think about anything else. But let's talk about the Warriors game really quickly because I have a lot of games to cover, including one elimination game where a team was actually eliminated that wasn't like a sweep or a surprise when they went into a 60-win team and fucking died. But yeah, let me get a little swig of this water first. Refreshing. This is your reminder to drink water. You've had enough time to drink water. You could have paused the video. Anyway. So, Warriors Rockets. I am not going to lie. Remember when I told you that Fred VanVleet was going to have to shoot these threes and think he's Stephen Curry because of, the fact that, like, they don't really have that much perimeter play? So, for the second time in the series, somebody outshot Steph from three. Which, I'm sorry, I just didn't expect that. And second of all, did Jalen Green have a bad game? Yes, he did. But I thought you said in his big good game, bad cycle game, it was a coin flip, and it was probably going to go good next game. Yeah, I thought that. It didn't happen. This team is constantly playing like they're missing their best player, in the words of Dom 2K, and he got that from somebody else, so no one's thinking I'm just stealing that straight up from him. They look like they're constantly playing without their best player. They do not have the number one option to actually help them win series. And when it came down to it, oh, by the way, the last play of the game, in case you're wondering if I saw that because I was tired. Yes, I did see that eventually. Alfred Sengun versus Draymond Green. So let me get this straight. Your best play, Ime Udoka, because you called the timeout to get this situation. And if you didn't, why not? I'm pretty sure he called a timeout to get to this situation, right? You drop the play. You know that Sengun has not been scoring on Draymond like almost the entire night, right? I get it. He's your best player, and he's probably your best offensive option. He would pair better with, if he had an actual perimeter option to alleviate some of the pressure on him. But no, you get a shot. You get a forced jump hook over Draymond Green, and that's not a terrible shot. Don't get it twisted. But I probably wouldn't want my best player to have to match up against the Defensive Player of the Year, knowing the field goal percentage of players who are trying to take game-winning shots. And game-winning shots usually go to either a wide open player or the best player on the team. So, yeah. What the fuck was that? Also, just because if I don't mention this, someone in the future, when they inevitably dig up these old videos of mine, will say, "Why didn't you talk about Jimmy Butler's 17-point fourth quarter?" I did now. You've been got. You've been good. Yeah, I don't really. Jesus Christ, brother was nuclear. Like, there were so many players in this series that, I said series, in this game that were just really hot. Hell, Draymond Green was hot. He had 2 fucking threes. And Ime Udoka told us, like, "Oh, these are threes that you're willing to give up." And I'm like, yeah, but like, if Draymond actually hits them, you're just like, fuck. Yeah, when you design the system to give like a Russ a wide open 3, well, Russ not even, you don't even want to really give Russ a wide open 3 unless it's like a top of the key 3, because if it's a corner 3, that shit might go in. And by might, I mean it's like a 50-50 if it goes in. That's at least how it feels. Now the math is gonna tell you like 45%, 45, 50-50. Oh, by the way, yeah, my laptop was there the entire time, but didn't look for it while I was recording this. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Like, that was the Fred VanVleet game I was looking for. It didn't happen at the right time. If it would have happened last game, it would have worked. We had a couple of great threes from a lot of other players. Steph played good. I'm not sure if it was the world's greatest Steph game, but it was still nonetheless a superstar Steph. So yeah, and you already know what Steph does, gravity and stuff. You might have to like trap the full court and shit like that. Like, I don't know. So looking forward to the future, because these guys are gonna have to play the Timberwolves. Yeah, that shit's not gonna work. Dog, they just did it to Luka and LeBron. What makes you think they won't do it to Steph and Jimmy and with your your third best player being like Podziemski? No offense to Podziemski, because he played great this game too, but like Podziemski and AR are like in the same tier of like players to be, especially like if we're talking about third options. Yeah, like they're around the same like tier-ish in my opinion. But Podziemski's defense is better than Austin Reeves, by the way. Yeah. So, by the way, Minnesota and LA play today. I will have to watch that game. I think it's going to be it's going to be one of the LA games where it's going to be an earlier game. It could be an elimination game too. Well, they're all going to be an elimination game, because like you could be eliminated this game. But I mean, this could be the game where they're actually eliminated versus. But LA is playing in LA, so who knows? Okay, so we have talked about those games from the day before yesterday. Finally, time to get into these games. So, today I thought, well, not today, yesterday I thought that I would be like I looked at the schedule, I perused over, I was like, oh my goodness, thank goodness, all of the NBA TV games, fuck them, I don't care about any of them. I'm so happy that the Pacers Bucks are there. It's great. I don't have to watch that game most likely. The Bucks are probably just going to get eliminated. And then the Celtics and Magic, right? Sorry, I forgot about them, because again, whoop-de-doo, right? Who cares about the Orlando Magic? I will say one thing. They're going to have to make me fucking edit this goddamn thumbnail again. If you haven't noticed the trend, I've been putting red X's on where teams get eliminated. So you probably only didn't notice it because it's just been Memphis at this point in time. Well, not this point in time, but like based on how I've recorded the videos and uploaded them, yeah, it's just been Memphis. So I'm gonna have to put more red X's on the board. Finally. We know who Cleveland is playing in the second round, so I guess I could give my thoughts on that at the very tail end of the video, because it's gonna be Indiana. You'll get that later. And by the way, spoiler alert, since I just told you that, yeah, that means the Milwaukee Bucks didn't win. And to say that they didn't win wasn't surprising would be fucking a lie, because I was watching the game, even though I said I wouldn't watch the game, because it's my job to watch most of these games. Well, my hobby, because I don't really get paid to do this yet, but when I do get paid, it'll be my job to watch these fucking games. But yeah, okay, so you're thinking, you're 9 minutes into the video, you're just talking about the games that happened in the day with the most games. Shut up, bro. God damn. My fucking dick. Giannis had another good game. Gary Trent had another good game until overtime. Spoilers. Doc made adjustments and played the young guys who were playing better. Holy shit, right? Crazy, right? He gave Giannis the most perimeter help he could give him. given the roster that he had. So he played Gary Trent Jr. and Kevin Porter Jr. a lot often. Now, Kevin Porter Jr., his inability to play make was probably one of the biggest reasons why they lost. I'm not gonna lie. It was the reason why this game went to overtime. Spoiler alert, it went to overtime, and I'm not gonna lie, with those two guys being on the floor, neither one of them can guard Halliburton, so they got to switch on to Giannis, and Giannis was like, and by the way, Giannis got a game winner put on him. Now, before you grill Giannis, know that Giannis has had to carry this offense the entire series. Giannis's defense has not been bad this entire series. This is one play. This is one play, man. And know this too, because Doc Rivers had to play couldn't put Brook Lopez out there because of how slow-footed he is at this point in his career, and the fact that playing drop against this team does not work. There was no back line of defense. So once he got past Giannis, that's the game. There's nobody back there to deter Halliburton from taking that shot. And the aggressiveness that I've seen from Halliburton this series is the number one reason why they're winning. If Halliburton is aggressive, because the one game they lost, he only had 14 points. If Halliburton is aggressive and is going for at least 22, right, somewhere around that margin, they're going to win games. And this team wins games when he scores more than 20 points per game. They're like comically favored to win if he scores more than 20 points a game, right? I told you what was going to happen this series. I'm sorry. Like, and you know the worst part about this? I can say for the first time in the elimination game when it was the elimination game, it was not Doc's fault. Doc did everything he fucking could for this trash-ass roster. But, like, it's over, bro. And I feel bad for Doc because, like, for the first time in forever, this might be karma, though, so I can't say too much. But for the first time in forever, I feel bad for him because he made changes that worked, and his fucking team choked it again. I know you can say, well, Doc, in the Clippers thing, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of Doc's fault for not making these adjustments. And the reason he got fired shut the fuck up. In Orlando, again, like, fuck, like, I just, maybe Doc is like, and I knew this roster was already fucked before Doc got there. Maybe Doc is the extra oomph that a team needs to be fucked over by the gods. The basketball gods, whoever they are. They might be Michael Jordan, they might be Kobe at this point, because he actually probably has his halo and whatnot. But, yeah, whoever the basketball gods, fucking Wilt, Bill Russell are sitting over there determining, fuck Doc Rivers, evil laser wizard shit, right? And that's just the first game. That shit was coming on at 6 p.m. I was like, I don't have to watch this. Thank God. I can play video games. Oh my God. I was so happy. And then it came on. I was looking at the corner. I was like, oh, the fucking Bucks are walking. I'm like, the Bucks are walking away with this game? What the fuck? Like 13-4. I'm like, that's weird. 25-13 when I finally tuned in. I was like, that's weird. I'm like, and then I like heard the commentary. They've been dominating them on both ends, offense and defense. I'm like, wow. Fuck, I guess we'll go to Milwaukee and see if they can hold out there. They're not going to win this series. They're already fucking down 3-1, and it's not like Doc is known for coming back in 3-1 series. He's known for, like... Right, so I'm like, I mean, I guess that Doc can't choke the series if he's already fucking down. Right? Bro, 7-point lead choked in 40 seconds to get them into the fucking overtime, which, oh my God. By the way, the execution is not Doc's fault. Doc even called a timeout too that I thought was going to save the Bucks. I was like, oh my God, thank you, Doc Rivers, for getting that timeout called and realizing that your team was fucking themselves right now. He makes that timeout. He makes the timeout. They fuck themselves again. Bad turnovers, misreads, like, and I'm talking like, yes, from the couch, it's a lot easier to make these types of comments and plays, right? I have seen NBA players not do this to themselves. It can't be that hard. It was, oh my God. It was certainly something. And I was sitting on my couch like, send these niggas home. Please send these niggas home. I need to see Giannis photoshopped in a different jersey. I'm tired of him suffering in Milwaukee. Just send him home. Just send him home, Halliburton. That boy said, got the first step around Giannis. Giannis is here. Boom. Tyrese is like right a stride ahead of him, which is insane because it's fucking Giannis. gets past him. He pins. I think he has Giannis pinned where so he can't jump because he's gonna hit his head on the fucking rim, trying to contest this shot, and he gets it right over him. And it was game. It was just over at that point. Mind you, there was a lot of clutch threes, and they choked another lead in no time, overtime. And I know you're gonna be like, shouldn't you hold Giannis accountable for that? You've been saying that Doc Rivers is really good. No. Two terrible turnovers from Gary Trent Jr. Now, Gary Trent Jr. was one of the brightest lights in this fucking team. Remember when I was telling you about the guard play that they really desperately needed? Yeah, he was the guard play that they desperately needed because they weren't getting it from fucking Dame. Not after the blood clots and not after an ACL tear. I'm so sorry for Dame. It's so fun. I think I said ACL, Achilles tear. No, Achilles is here. My bad. ACL. It was an ACL. Yeah, it was just like it's. Actually, sorry, my bad. He wasn't an Achilles tear. They did confirm that. My bad. MRIs. It was so heartbreaking. Like this entire series for Milwaukee fans. Like, tough. Really tough. Really tough. And as far as the Orlando game, I'm not about to tell you anything different. So let me paint the scene for you though. Orlando is out hustling and out rebounding the fuck out of them, right? Paolo gets 5 fouls. They challenge it. It was not a play that they should have challenged, but you were like, fuck, I can't win this game without Paolo, right? And it was 100% correct. So they ruined Paolo's 30 point per game average in the fucking series because he couldn't get out of foul trouble. God damn, right? That's womp womp. Very sad that he didn't average 30 throughout the playoffs. Franz had a decent game in my opinion. He's had good games with like bad shot selections. Again, I've already grilled him for taking so many threes where I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I've told you the math on the threes. I've told you the math on his attempts. So why is he taking this many threes? Right? When he's not that good of a 3-point shooter, it's not even keeping the defense honest. And I've been like, and then I praise Paolo for like, yeah, he only takes like 4 threes a game, but he makes like 2 of them, so I'm okay with that. At most, he might take 6, but he still makes 2 of them, which is fine. The math is not good, right? Obviously, because you need the math to be better. But him taking the shot does keep the defense honest, because at least play him on the perimeter. And I've already explained how that allows him to get to the rim easier, versus someone sagging in that mid-range area, where he also likes to operate as well, right? I've already broken that down for you. I was not surprised when the Celtics had made they had made no threes going into the half, right? Halftime happened, they had made no threes, and they were still riding these boys' ass the entire way through. And this is with Orlando making like a couple threes and not taking as many. I was like, oh, well, they might have a chance to win this game, and they might take it back to Orlando where they'll probably get eliminated. And the Boston was like, hell no, we're not going all the way back to Orlando. That is all the way down there. No, thank you. We want some rest. We're beating you tonight. And yeah, they beat them tonight. So the Orlando killer, by the way, Jason Tatum. A reminder, I finally think that Jason Tatum is a superstar. Finally, I know you're like, oh my god, it took for him to win a fucking championship for you to think he's a superstar? Well, the way he won the championship was like the least impressive thing I've ever seen, and the fact that he's now averaging 30 plus points in the playoffs, 30 plus, not just 30 like Paulo, 30 plus. Yeah, that's yeah, you can't ignore it at this point. Like, and also all my criticism was like, I've been like, oh, you're way too close of a player to Jaylen Brown. That subsided because Jaylen Brown is, oh man, I want to call it a decline because the turnovers were not this bad last year. This nigga starting to remind me of fucking Russell Westbrook. Like, that's how bad it's been sometimes, and he don't even get rebounds and assists like Russell. I'm just like, knuckle-headed ninja, right? But like, yeah, that's finally over. Thank God. I could not watch another. Remember, my NBA TV games that came on yesterday, I was sitting there like, I cannot take another one of these. I can't. I will not watch another one of these games, no matter what happens, right, tonight. Because my opinion of the team doesn't change because they had one outlier game, right? It doesn't. Right? It doesn't. So, let's talk about the games where I was excited to watch them. Well, at least one of them. Actually, let's talk about the one where I was excited to watch. I was like, okay. The Clippers made a very big comeback. Amounted to that. It was amazing. It was a very impressive game. Let's see if they can get this one, steal one on Denver, and we can see if they can get back home. They're home. They're going home, all right. Well, not they're not eliminated yet, but like you've lost it the most heartbreaking game so far, and like if you guys lose in the first round, I mean, what are you guys? You guys are the fifth seed, right? It's just like, is anyone surprised? No, like it's a 50, it was a 50-50 call in the series on who was gonna win it. And the 50-50 has gone to the fucking luckier of the two. And the luckier of the two, as we all know, because it's not the fucking Clippers, is the Denver Nuggets, because it couldn't be the Clippers. The words Clippers and luck shouldn't be in the same sentence unless un is in front of that word lucky. So they're unlucky. They're just the only way luck and Clippers go in this sentence, like I just said, is if the prefix un and the suffix e, or well, not e but y, is in that sentence. Only way. As far as that, yeah, the Clippers got blown out. There's really not much to talk about here. I would. Jamal Murray, remember the LA Clippers playing LA, and he was like, "Oh right, I dominate every single LA team that's ever existed, and I will always do this. UCLA, LA Clippers, LA Lakers, I will still cook them all. Gotta cook them all if they live in LA." I don't know what he had. I don't know what his beef is with LA. He's from Canada, if you will. He looked less like Olympic Murray and a lot more like Bubble Murray. So yeah. People are gonna be like, Jokic got carried this game. It's about fucking time. It's about time that his non-All-Star teammates finally gave him what he wanted, bro. God. Some goddamn help. Good for him, right? If we're looking over at this series holistically, yeah, I don't know what to tell you about this game. This was also the Russ game. Like, I was like, there's going to be one game in the series where Russ is going to win you the game, and it's going to be convincing. Yeah, he hit almost everything last night. He hit everything except the side of the backboard. That brother was lethal. The threes were going in. The mid-range were going in. Everything was good. Everything was good. Like, everything worked. It was great, honestly. I don't even know what to say about that. As far as the like last game that I have to cover, Pistons and New York. Oh, I was so happy. I was so happy when the Pistons won. When the Pistons finally pulled it off, oh, euphoria. Cloud 9, bliss. No BS calls. Brunson's antics of being injured almost every game for a little slightly. And I know he's not faking the entire injury. But my brother in Christ, if you have, it just feels like he needs a breather. Another breather is what I'm saying. Like, he gets injured. Don't really know how severe the injury is. I don't want to say he's faking an injury. That could be very bad. Obviously, legal reasons, right? Defamation. Held me liable for slander and whatnot. Anyway. I don't want to say he's faking an injury, but I am going to say that he's constantly been getting out of the game for an injury, and it looks like he just really needed a breather. Goes to the locker room, gets his shit retaped, and probably gets his cape out as well to be Superman for New York. Regardless of that though, Cade in the first half, 4-14, like what was that? Just for Cade to finish the game, and this is finally, guys. I'm gonna touch the laptop and bring up the stats, because I actually watched all of the games, and it was really watching them. I was really giving it effort and stuff. Not that I don't normally, but like this was like one of those things where, geez, every game tonight is great. Oh my god. Ausar Thompson didn't get in foul trouble, so that's great. Cat was in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls, but he never fouled out. I was telling my dad about this. Was like he gets 5 fouls every game, and seems to somehow never foul out. Which, yeah. You could just say they're not going at Cat once they realize he's got 5 fouls, and I don't know. That kind of sounds like something that happened in the Nuggets series. Yeah, isn't that strange? Yeah, it's April 30th, by the way, guys. Yay, woohoo, yippies in the chats and whatnot. Yeah, it's almost May. Anyway, as far as what I had to say about Cade's numbers, let's go ahead and pull those up. All right. Muska. Give me his stats. Say it with me now. Muska. Google Y. All right. Let's go back to the schedule. Playoff schedule. Don't even know how you showed me this. Load, darn it, load. I want to talk about how Cade's game went. My goodness. What's your favorite team? What's your favorite team to watch so far in the playoffs? Yeah, that's a pretty good choice. I like them too. Thanks, man. I'm pretty sure that's pretty good base. I mean, you said your team's still going? That's good. Good for you, man. All right, let's talk about this. I finally got the stuff up. Yay. Jalen Duren, another great game from him. All things considered, for what he is, great rebounder, points were great. Got the offensive 7 offensive rebounds, 7 defensive rebounds as well. Good assists. Turnovers were limited. Just a good game from him. Sar Thompson shot 80% from the field and was getting to the free throw line rather often, actually. So I like that. That's what he needs to do for him to be an effective offensive player. Tobias Harris had a good enough game. Let's see, personal fouls. He was not in his foul trouble as much as was. And I remember when I said Sar Thompson was not in foul trouble, I was wrong apparently. It didn't feel like he was in foul trouble though, so there's that. He had 5 fouls. He almost fouled out, obviously. But that's what's gonna happen when you ask him, "Hey, dude, I need you to go guard Brunson," or "Hey, dude, I need you to switch on to this. I need you to switch on to Mikal Bridges." Or when the play finally breaks down and he's like almost at the rim and you need to just like contest a shot. Hey, dude, I need this to happen, right? Schroeder had a similar game to what Tobias Harris had. The only difference is there's like the free throws versus 3-point shooting and Tim Hardaway Jr. had a bad game. And my dad was telling me, like, oh, they should get rid of him. He's been nothing but bad. I was like, that's just not... That was not true. I don't know why he said that. By the way, Cade was... So, in the beginning of the game... And then, after halftime, Bro got to the free throw line a lot. And he also made more of his shots. And he made one of his threes finally. Thank God. He was, like, 0 for 3, I think he might have been at that point in time when he made that final 3. I could be wrong where that 3 came. It doesn't matter. They closed out this game. Thank goodness. So Brunt. Also, by the way, if you want to talk about like why the Knicks really lost this game, hey, dude, they had a lot of time to call a timeout to get Brunson and Josh Hart back in the game. Now, Josh Hart came out of the game because he took contact and fouled the fuck out of Cade Cunningham. It was a foul. I don't want to debate that. That was a fucking foul. Anyone who says it wasn't a foul, there was way too much contact for something to not have been called. For something to not be called, in my opinion. All right, playoffs. I know the playoffs is more physical than the regular season, but like, Jesus Christ, Cat was not as aggressive as normal, and I know we're gonna say it. Let's say it again. Foul trouble. Because if Cat is going to be in foul trouble the entire game, he's not going to play that much. Him playing less minutes, and this is less minutes for Tibbs too, by the way. He only played 34 minutes. You know Tibbs want that motherfucker out there for 40 minutes, right? We all know this? Cool. Like, that's gonna be the difference, man. Brunson not being out there as much. So he didn't get to the free throw line as much. They played great defense on him. Am I looking at his numbers? Actually, hold on. No, I was looking at the wrong person's numbers. That's Mikal Bridges' numbers. My fault. No, but his 4 for 16, bro. For those of us who can't do math, that's 25%. And for his whopping 1 of 4 3 shooting, I think we know what that means too. That's 24%. That brother was stinking to join up. People, he went to the free throw line 7 times, 10 times, and made 70 of those. You mean 70%? What are you, stupid? And second of all, I don't care. 16 points, brother. You had 30 in all them other games. It seemed like you foul grifting, bro. Hey, that's what I'm doing. Hey, seems like your unethical hoops has finally gone up to you. You've been James Hardened. Anyway, that brother was. Hey, don't Hey, don't be surprised if Detroit comes back from down 3-1 against this sorry-ass New York team. Don't be surprised. By the way, and normally in a New York win, what I'm seeing from the stat line is around like 20 plus at least from Cat, 25 plus at least for Brunson. 17 is normally what they're going to get from Mikal Bridges, I'm not going to lie. Josh Hart is not going to give you 15 points consistently. He's probably going to give you like 10-ish. OG Anunoby gave you what he was going to give you, I'm going to be honest. Assist, steals, turnover, whatever you want to say about all of it. Pretty accurate to what normally happens in a game from him. He shot the ball really well from 3. He only took four shots, unfortunately, so, there's that. His rebounds were good. His turnovers were not as costly as some of these other guys' turnovers. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at you, Cat. What the fuck was that? Oh, not Cat. Damn, personal fouls. God, these numbers blend together when you're looking at them because they don't have a column. They're in a column, but the lines are not clearly defined, so it's hard to tell sometimes. So it does appear that I am stat watching this game. It's not true, but yeah. I don't even know what to say. Oh, by the way, Malik Beasley, another poor shooting game from 3, but here's what I'm feeling. Here's what I feel like from him. I feel like all of the dumb, difficult shots, the difficult ones, but not the ones like, what the f*** are you doing? This was an impossible shot. Those shots are the ones he's been making, and all of those happen to be inside the arc. Those are the ones he's consistently making for some reason. Like, when they try to run him off the three-point line for some reason, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm not a fake shooter. Oh, yeah. And he hits those. But for some reason, I can't give you much more basketball now. That's some reason. I mean, dog, what are you doing? The guard play has been much better, and that's also the reason why it's been a little bit more consistent. I'm not gonna say every guard has been playing great. That's just, that's not true. They've been taking turns on who's stinking it up. It's mostly Malik Beasley taking a lot of turns, and Tim Hardaway Jr. because Dennis Schroeder and Cade seem like the only guards that are competent on this team sometimes. But damn it, it's tough shit. Yeah, that's all of the teams. Finally covered them all. It took me 32 minutes to cover it all because again, I should have put the Rockets game and the Cavs game in a different video. But like, I'm sorry, there was so little to talk about in the Cavs game, and it's reflective of what I said. Like, 4 games last night. So if you enjoyed this video, like the video. If you didn't like the video, I don't know what's wrong with you. What the heck? But tell me why you didn't like it in the comment section below. Blah, 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 blah. YouTubers chilling. Give me money, please. Give me your money.